What's going on, everybody? Hidden Oaks Barn Talk
is back.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Are we calling them episodes?
Are we? I don't know. We'll find out once we get a few in. Right now, it's episode 2, though. This week, puppies.
Yes.
Puppies everywhere, all over the place. Our entire week has been consumed by puppies.
It has been. We have 2 moms.
And too many puppies.
And a lot of puppies.
So, if you guys don't know, we have livestock guardian dogs. We have a male Anatolian Shepherd, and then we have a female Anatolian Shepherd and a female Great Pyrenees.
Yep.
And we don't monitor them. There's really, if we were to try, let me see how to say this. If we were to try to monitor heat cycles when they're out here protecting the animals, Roscoe knows their heat cycles better than we could figure it out.
Oh, for sure.
And he's got them pregnant before we even know that they're in heat.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, they just do their thing.
Yeah, it's, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of there's such a stigma to breeding dogs because of the whole puppy mill thing.
Right.
And we're not breeding dogs to breed dogs, but at the same time, a lot of people don't understand that these dogs aren't pets. They're not pets.
They're not. They're working dogs.
They're working dogs, and they're bred to perform a function that most dogs are just not going to perform.
No.
They are bonded. They're bred, and they've been. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's been bred into them to bond with the livestock.
Yes.
They're not out here harassing goats. We have other pets, dogs, that do not stay out here, and when they come out, they want to harass goats and they want to chase pigs.
They want to play.
They want to play. These livestock guardian dogs, they are bonded with the livestock, and they're protectors of the livestock.
They are extremely protective. I mean, Roscoe, just this week, it was, who was it? The sheep got into it with the potbelly pig.
Yeah.
They were fighting.
And he broke it up.
They weren't fighting, they had a little
disagreement
time.
And he broke it up.
He broke it up.
There's a stigma about don't breed, don't buy a designer breed or a pure breed. Go to the pound and adopt, or get a rescue, and that's great.
Sure,
and that's great. We have we have three rescues. We have 3 rescues, and we 100% support that. But on the other side,
they're no good for any farm job.
There are certain jobs that just require dogs that were bred for that, and these livestock guardians that is what they do. So, and we want to keep that going. Yeah. If people don't breed these dogs are just going to be lost.
Well, with ours, what we really like about ours, number one, they're obviously bred to do that job. And yes, you still got to train them, obviously. They're still dogs. They still need to be trained, and they need to learn who they're supposed to protect and who they're there for. So you need to get them at a young age to be able to get that bond established with whatever livestock they're supposed to be watching. But on top of ours 3 being bred for the job that they're doing, they are such gentle souls. They are just amazing dogs.
Yeah.
And I love them to pieces. I mean,
Is this a sales pitch?
Yeah, no, I just love those dogs. They're just amazing dogs.
They're great. They're great dogs. They do a great job, and then they're just great with us as well.
They are. Great with the kids, but just really chill.
So anyways, we found out that the mamas, the ladies,
they put a little extra weight.
They started putting some weight on. And we had 2 litters of puppies born this week within days of each other.
About 5 days apart.
Yeah. Once we noticed that they were pregnant and getting close, we pinned them up in the barn because we want to make sure that they're safe when they have puppies. And with the weather that we've been having lately, that was a big deal. And also just with the other livestock, with the new puppies, we wanted to make sure that they were safe. We didn't want them to get trampled by a cow or,
yeah, on accident.
Or a donkey.
A
So we wanted to
right.
put them somewhere safe. But in doing that, we put them together, and our Great Pyrenees, Piper, gave birth first. And we had both of them together, and we monitored them, and they were doing great because they've been together for so long. And then it kind of became cool after the first litter was born. They were kind of co-parenting together. Like Roxy, the Anatolian,
she took over when Piper was taking potty breaks. Yeah,
she was covering down, and she was being protective of the puppies as well. And then we started coming out, and she would the litter would be the first litter would be divided in half, and Piper would be nursing half, and Roxy would be nursing half, and we thought that was so cool, right? It was so cute that they had we're like, oh, they're splitting up the duties. That's awesome. It's not awesome though. It's not awesome because once Roxy gave birth to her babies,
she was a little confused.
She didn't know what was going on because in her mind, Piper's puppies were her puppies.
Yeah, and with Roxy, we were here when she was giving birth to at least 2 of those puppies.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a bunch of them already, but we kind of got to the action as she was giving birth to about the last 2.
Yeah, last few.
And that just broke my heart. I don't know if you've ever watched that birth process, but it was just like it was almost like sitting in the hospital with my daughter when she gives birth, feeding her ice chips.
Nicole has seen many animals give birth out here, and nothing has shook her quite like watching a dog give birth. Just the emotions. You could feel the emotions that Roxy was going through.
For sure.
Yeah, she was confused. She didn't know what was going on.
I know, she was looking at me like, I just know it hurts, and I gotta cry, and it's, oh.
With goats, it's a little different, I guess. We love the goats too, but
yeah, it's different.
The goats, they just have these dead eyes and soulless eyes, I think. Do you agree? Is that no? No. Goats are like, they're just looking off in the distance. They're not. That's the way I see him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can tell he's never given birth to anything in his life.
I'm not talking about giving birth. I'm just talking about goats in general. They just look like they have a gaze out in the distance.
Meh, I disagree.
You're allowed to disagree. That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, so it was almost, I got really emotional there.
Yeah.
It was kind of tough to see that.
So we ended up having to separate the moms because we had them in the same pen once both litters were born, and we got to a point where we noticed Roxy wasn't giving
as invested.
She wasn't giving her puppies the attention they needed. She kept going back to Piper's and still trying to provide for Piper's puppies. That's a tongue twister. Provide for Piper's puppies. Say that, German. Say it, German.
I don't know.
Provide for Piper's puppies.
Provide for Piper's puppies.
So, so we had to separate them so that Roxy would focus on her litter.
And she does good.
Yeah, and now that they're separated, she's still, sometimes she's looking around trying to get eyes on Piper's puppies.
They do good.
They're over here sleeping right beside us.
Roly-polies.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
But Roxy is doing well.
She does.
With her puppies now.
She is. They're both doing well. I mean, Piper is a pro.
Yeah, Piper's such a great mom.
And Roxy's a great mom too. So they do They do really good. But that was the big thing for us this week was puppies.
Just puppies right now.
Yeah, and they're just amazing and they're sweet. And you know, we'll be sure to share some footage of the puppies.
Next few videos we're gonna have to start getting these puppies right now, and they're young right now, so their eyes are closed. They're just laying around and eating and sleeping.
They're just babies. They're just sleeping and eating. That's it.
Once these puppies start running around, we have 22 puppies right now. 22 puppies. Piper had 12. Roxy has 10. We're gonna have puppies everywhere, and we're gonna make sure we capture that. And
I'm gonna be out here if I have my work at home days. I'll be out here on my lunch break, just sitting with puppies.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be nice.
Last year, Piper had her first litter, and she had 8, and that was crazy to have 8 little puppies running around.
Yeah, we were
fighting.
just talking about it. Amber and I were sitting. We're sitting with all the puppies in our arms. This year, we're not going to be able to do that. That's 22 dogs.
Yeah.
So
and they get big quick.
They do, and they're so sweet though. And so that's what we've got going on this week.
Yeah.
But we promise that in these barn talks, we're gonna kind of answer questions that come up and kind of focus on that, because we don't really necessarily have that during our regular videos, that we are able to answer questions.
Yeah. Normally people will ask questions in the comments of a video, and we have to answer those questions in the comments because we don't really have time in the next video to get into
address it.
To address questions. But that's what we want this to be, is this will be a chance for us to answer questions in video format instead of in the comment section, really. So we had a few this week. We had like four or 5 questions.
We had a couple of questions, and I mean the biggest one was probably, hey, can you tell us about your story? Like, how did you guys meet? How did you fall in love?
So romantic.
And if I tell the story, it's basically a 30-second conversation. It's like, hey, this is what happened. He was stationed in Germany. We met at the spring festival, and like a year later we got married, and I moved to the US, and then that's it. Now when he tells the story, that's a whole, it's kind of entertaining when
I'm just a better storyteller.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just a better story.
Yeah, that's probably
if that's how you would tell it, then I'm just a better storyteller, I guess. So for Nicole and I was stationed in Germany in the Army. Let's say this is 2003. So it was still towards the beginning of the wars on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan. And my unit had been set up to deploy to the Middle East. We were staging in Kosovo. And I was supposed to be deploying on Friday. Mm-hmm. Deploying on a Friday, and
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on a Friday. Yeah. And whenever I deployed anywhere, I would shave my hair. Yeah. I would just shave my head. One less thing to worry about.
Are you okay if I adjust the lighting?
You can't adjust the lighting in video.
All right. Well, cool. Back to the story.
This is why she's not a good storyteller. Anyways, so I had shaved my head, and then I was supposed to leave on Friday. I shaved it on a Wednesday, and then I found out I'm not leaving on Friday, and then I had another weekend before I went. And some buddies wanted to go to the festival, and I didn't want to go because I had shaved my head. I'm like, I look like an idiot.
He's self-conscious without hair.
Yeah, so I didn't go with, my buddy had a girlfriend that he was going to meet, and his girlfriend had a friend that he was going to introduce me to. And I was like, nah, I'm not going. There's no point. I shaved my head. I'm just ready for war. So I didn't go. And then some other buddies came by, and they're like, hey, we're going out. You want to come? I'm like, I already shaved my head. I'm not going out. And he was like, they were like, you can still go out. It's like, not everything has to be about chasing girls. You can just come hang out with the guys. And I was like, yeah, I guess I can do that. So I put a hat on. I went out.
How old were you?
24. Yeah, so we went out and then we ran into my buddy with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's friend. And all of my other buddies took turns lining up to hit on her. And she just shot them down every time. And I was the only one that didn't hit on her. So I was the only one that got her attention. And had I not shaved my head, I would have hit on her too, hands down. And I would have probably just been in a long line of guys that got shot down that night.
Yeah. So. He was literally the only person who just talked to me, just struck up a conversation. That's it.
Yeah. So I got her phone number and we hung out that night. I got her phone number. I told her I was leaving on Monday, and then I left on Monday, and she was like, yeah, well, you're probably not gonna call me back or anything. And I was like, as soon as I got to Kosovo and wheels touched down, I found the first payphone. I called her up, and then every day I was there for like
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Mm-hmm. Every day I was calling. We would get on Yahoo Messenger. Remember Yahoo Messenger?
That wasn't even a thing back then. That was just phone calls back then. We didn't have Yahoo Messenger. That didn't come out until after we were married, when you were deployed to Iraq.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, we did not have Yahoo Messenger.
Look it up. Yahoo Messenger was a thing in 2003, and we used Yahoo Messenger definitely, because you would take your webcam and you would set it down on your desk.
Oh, at work. That's right.
So
you're right.
So that your boss couldn't see you.
Yeah.
Talking to your newfound boyfriend.
That's true. You're right.
So,
yeah, you're actually right.
So that's how we met.
That's how we met, and we spent hours chatting and talking, and then 6 weeks later he came home. That was my mom's birthday, because I was at my mom's house for her 40th birthday. That was her 40th birthday.
And now you're 40.
And now I'm 40.
Time. Time will get you.
That is crazy. And then that was it. I mean, we moved in that same week together. Mm-hmm. We moved in together, and then that was June of 2003.
Yeah.
And then there's a crazy fly in here. And June 2003, then in November 2003, you got stationed back in the States.
Then I moved back to the States.
So you PCS'd back to the States, and then I came in like February 2004, I came for a visit. June of 2004, I came for a visit, and that's when we decided, hey, might as well just get married. And then I moved here in September of 2004 to North Carolina, where I couldn't understand a soul.
Yes.
Because I learned proper English in school, and I moved to North Carolina where they don't speak proper English. It was very, very southern. It's like, I don't know what you're saying. But I just, nod and smile. And then that was that. And we got married that same year, December 2004. Been married ever since. It's been a long time. Still going strong.
All right, so that's how we met.
That's how we ended up here.
That was the beginning of the end for me.
Yep.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
Okay.
He's stuck with us now.
So another question we got was, what are our favorite animals? That's easy for me.
Is it?
Yeah. If we're talking livestock and not my dogs, then it's the pigs, hands down.
Yeah, he's definitely a pig farmer.
Yeah, that's.
For sure.
I'm always looking for more pigs. Even if we have pigs we're about to take to process right now, and I'm already trying to find new piglets to start raising, even though I said last time no more.
Yeah, and we're still, he's not even running it by me no more.
Well, no, what I'm saying is we got the Homesteaders of America, not Homesteaders of America, we're not big time, the Gulf Coast Homesteaders meetup.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a pig processing class. So I need to get a hog. I need to get a piglet to start raising out.
That is true.
For that event in October.
That is true. But that's one pig.
Well, he's got to have a buddy.
Well, we got potbellies we can stick in there.
We can't do that.
Yep,
because then he's not going to get the feed he needs. He's going to get pushed off the feed, and then we're doing this all over again, like we did with the last ones.
So apparently we're getting 2 feeder pigs I didn't know about. Maybe.
I love pigs. I love everything. I enjoy they're so easy to take care of. They're so delicious.
They are. I don't argue that.
Pigs are my favorite homestead animal.
My favorite homestead animal, I would say, are probably the goats.
The goats?
That's where I get the most use out of, besides, well, the pigs with the meat, obviously.
But you don't really spend a lot of time with the pigs.
I don't.
Once they get big, Nicole's like, I'm out. I'm not dealing with those anymore.
Yeah, the only time I deal with them is if they get out and he's not home. It's like somebody's got to round him up. And like, great.
Nicole,
give me a 5-gallon bucket and some feed.
Nicole has a fear of getting tripped up.
And then they're going to eat me alive.
With 6 250-pound hogs.
They're freaking huge.
And then she just feels like they're all just going to jump on her and rip her to shreds.
Yeah, all it takes is a root I get tripped up on.
And she's dead.
They knock me out, and they just start munching.
What she doesn't realize is if she trips on a root and falls down, they're going to freak out and run away. Because it's going to be a big sudden movement, and they're going to think that you're trying to kill them, and they're going to take off running.
Yeah, well.
They're the easiest animal to take care of. Their meat's delicious. They don't require an enormous amount of space. I love pigs.
I don't have anything against them.
I love them.
Yeah. And I mean, I do like to eat them, so.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't mind that. But I don't want a big operation like we had. Again.
As far as chickens, eggs are cool. We love eggs. We eat them. The meat bird process is a little tedious with moving the chicken tractor every day, and they poop so much. You guys,
they do. But there are some other breeds that we want to try out to make it a little bit more sustainable.
Yeah.
So that is that. But we have a complete freezer full of meat right now. We don't need any meat birds right now because it only takes 6 weeks to grow them out, and we don't have anywhere to put them. After we process them. And I'm not about to go and buy another freezer.
We got 2 freezers in the garage just slam full of meat that
unless I start emptying it out and just canning away meat, we don't have any space. So we're good on our meat production right now.
Yeah.
And getting pigs to out process for the event that we're doing in October is fine, but let's keep it at that.
Yeah. So last question we had was we had somebody ask what we look like when we were younger. No. They asked what you looked like when you were younger because you're a silver fox now, apparently. Yeah. Okay. But I was trying to add you
to include me into it.
So as we close this one out, we're gonna throw in some pictures of us back in the day.
Oh, I'm gonna get some embarrassing ones of him. Not of me, but of him.
Yeah, of me.
Yeah.
So maybe next week we need to do this a little earlier. We're running out of daylight. We have daylight, but just the camera's not picking it up. So we'll do it a little earlier next week.
Better lighting.
Yeah. Hope you guys still enjoyed the video. And
drop us your questions below.
Leave us questions. The questions are what's going to feed this thing.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much we can talk about without the questions.
Exactly. So
especially if it's a slow week on the homestead.
Yeah, because it's always so slow around here.
It's never slow. Anyways, guys.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.